Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to, surprisingly, another video of me standing amongst some cows. Who'd have thought? Now, today I wanted to answer a really important question. As you can tell, I'm a farmer who keeps livestock, cattle, and those who know me know that I also consume a lot of meat in my diet. Okay, it's actually the main part of my diet. Mostly beef, but mostly other meats as well. Now, a lot of people ask me, how can you keep these animals, keep cows all your life, and then send them to slaughter, send them to be killed? And also, how can you then eat that meat on your conscience when you've raised it all of your life and you've given it life? How can you manage to bring an end to its life and do that for a job? Now, the answer is very simple. It's very easy. It's a part of the job. But here's the difference. You'll hear a lot of farmers say that they feel a great remorse taking their animals to slaughter or having them slaughtered, and they have to close their eyes, or they say they shed a tear at the butcher's or at the slaughterhouse when they come to bring their animals to slaughter. I don't do that. I don't shed a tear. Not one tear has been shed from my eye when I've brought a cow to slaughter. Now, I know that sounds harsh and cold. It's a lot more than that. I'm overjoyed when I can bring one of these animals to the end of their life. Okay, I'm making that purposely sound more cruel than it is. To bring a cow to the end of its life and to have it slaughtered, have it processed into hundreds of kilograms of beef, edible beef, is an absolute joy for me. It really is. It's the end of the cycle, and it's meant that the hard work over hundreds of days, 800, 900, even 1,000 days of raising a cow has paid off. It's the end of that. Why wouldn't I be happy about that? I do not shed a tear. It's the most natural thing there is. I know my animals go to die in a calm way, a humane way. A lot of people will argue with that, but if these cows were out and just fighting for themselves in nature, they're going to die of old age, they're going to die of an illness, or they're going to be hunted by a predator. Either way, an absolutely brutal death. That's horrible. Okay, I wouldn't want that, not at all. I've had livestock die of illness. I've witnessed that because I'm a farmer, and I don't like it one bit. That is not easy at all. Sending my animal to go and be humanely slaughtered by trained professionals in a designed specialist building with equipment is a pleasure for me. That's the way it should go, and it's the reason I started it in the first place. I would not, let's get the cows in the background. I would not have bred any of these animals should they not be going to slaughter. That's the purpose of why they're here. They would not be here if they weren't going to be eaten. Full stop. That's the end of it. And this is the most humane way of producing food. This is the most humane way of producing food on the planet. Okay, full stop. On a mass scale, I will add, okay? One death here, one of these cows produces hundreds of kilograms of beef. Hundreds of kilograms, okay? All the way up to about 250 kilograms on a big one. Now, I'm rare because I eat an abnormal amount of meat. I eat, I don't even know, probably towards 1 kilogram a day or over. So that would feed me for maybe 250 days. Probably more, I don't know. Depends how hungry I am. For the average family, a cow could feed them for well over a year, probably. Thousands and thousands and thousands of calories, and full of protein and bioavailable nutrients that humans need. Absolutely full of it. Nobody disputes this. The red meat is full of nutrients. Nobody disputes it. People dispute whether it's right to kill them. People dispute whether we can produce food in a more nutritious food in a more humane way. That's okay to have that debate, but the answer is no, frankly. Like I said, guys, one death here. One death, and death is a natural thing, don't forget. For every life, there has to be a death in nature. That's just the way it is. That's whether we're farming or not. Okay? A plant has to live, another plant has to die. An animal has to live, another animal has to die. And it might not be a like-for-like, one-to-one thing. But in mass crop production, don't forget, the deaths to insects and wildlife can be absolutely astronomical. Now, this is widely argued by people that don't want to believe that narrative, but it's the absolute truth. Chemicals are put onto mass crop production fields in order to kill insects. That's the very purpose. You read the label on the chemical, that's what it does, that's fine. I understand it, I've been there, it's fine. That's what it takes to grow a lot of grain, a lot of vegetables, things like that. Inorganically, of course. Thousands of death go into producing those calories, and they're not very nutritious calories. One death here, just one. No insects, no bugs, no birds, no bees, none of the pollinators, nothing. One death, a cow, will feed a family for hundreds and hundreds of days. That's amazing. That's brilliant. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to get across here, guys. And I get to be a part of that as a farmer. So no, I'm not sad when I have to send an animal to slaughter. I get to do that. That's my job and that's my responsibility, and I'm so honoured to have that chance to do it. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel a huge responsibility for that, and therefore it's my choice, or it's my responsibility to decide when an animal should die, what time, what type of animal, and the type of life I can give it in the meantime. That's a huge responsibility, but it falls on the people who care about it the most, farmers. It's our right to know that and to exercise that with caution. I'm not denying there's very poor management of livestock in the world, in some places. Okay, that happens. I'm not denying that. Okay, I'm not a fan of the feedlots. I'm not a fan of the big industrial agriculture. I'm not. It's not for me. Like I say, I have been there and done that, but it's not for me. I'm aware that it goes on. I'm aware that it goes on. And I don't support it, and I don't condone it, and I don't do it. But those figures and those representations of our industry cannot be used just to bash the very principles of what we're doing. Just because one cow's mistreated somewhere in a feedlot does not mean that cows are all inherently depressed and do not want to be around humans. You know, these guys, it's the happiest part of their day when I come up to the field here. And just because cows are ruining environments in some places around the world, which I do not deny that they are doing, but it's not the cows, it's the management. Because how can this take place, the stuff you see in the back of my video, environmentally friendly farming of livestock, how can that take place and cows still be bad for the environment? It's not, it's the management, it's the human element of it. I'm not perfect, I'm not saying that. Nobody is, but good management goes on in the world. I've seen a lot of it, and bad management goes on in the world, and I've seen some of that too. But to argue against the very principles on which our industry is based and runs on a day-to-day basis is moronic and flawed. And it's limiting. It's limiting people's health. It's limiting the health of our world, our planet, the environment that we're in. So the sooner we stop spreading these lies and these fallacies, the better. And it's not just because You know, I'll argue this till the day I die. I'm not going to get tired of arguing this. It's because I care about people's health. Genuinely, it sounds cliched, but it's gone past the point of just being a debate to have with somebody now. It's serious. The health of our societies, the health of the planet depends on it. So yeah, I think I got sidetracked there a little bit, went on a bit of a rant, but those are my views anyway. You get the point there, guys. Yeah, death is a part of nature. Humane, conscious, controlled life and death is how we now feed the world and save our planet. And I'm really pleased to be a part of that. So thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, then well done to you, I guess. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. So stay healthy, stay safe, and God bless.